How did losing your voice change your life?
Well, I have to kind of tell you the story what happened. I played 2 years ago. I played a show, a home concert in Richmond, Virginia, and before that, I had been going on and on about. I felt like I wasn't getting anywhere in music. Things really wasn't working out at the time, and I was going through all that. When I went up there and I got totally inspired again, I was real happy. And coming back on Sunday, I kept just going on and on how things could be doing better and better. Well, Monday, I got up on Monday morning. This is in January. I woke up and I couldn't talk. I mean, my voice was totally gone. I mean, just nothing coming out. It was like, if it did, it was real gravelly, and I couldn't do anything. And one of my first things I done is ran and grabbed Poncho, which is my guitar here, and thought, well, maybe I'll sing my way out of it. And I was here all by myself, and it did nothing. Nothing happened. And from then on, for almost a year, I couldn't sing, I couldn't talk. So finally, after a couple of weeks, I thought it was just a virus. You know, I thought it was a laryngitis is what I thought it was. So I went to the doctor, and my primary care doctor, she told me she was going to send me to avoid ear, nose, and throat. So I went over there to the ear, nose, and throat doctor, and he listened to me, examined me. He run a light down there, and he said that your left vocal cord is paralyzed. It's not moving. He said one of them's moving, the other one's not. He said, we need to do what we call a strobe video, where they run a light down. It goes through your nose, actually, and goes down the back of your throat, where they can see your vocal cords in the back. So I go to Wake Forest Baptist Hospital, and I went through a series of tests there, a couple of weeks, and I come back, and I met with Dr. Wright over there, a laryngologist, which specializes on these vocal cords and the muscles in there that have to do with project sound. And he had told me I had a rare, I can't remember the name of it, I wished I looked it up before we done the interview, but it was a rare scar between my vocal cords, which actually is a good thing for singers sometimes because it makes your voice sound a little different. But there again, if you're sick, you can take a chance of really losing your voice easier. And he had asked me a lot of questions, and he basically told me, he said, I cannot promise you that you're ever going to sing again. If you do, will you sing the same? And for years before that, I just didn't appreciate what I'd done. I wasn't glad for it, you know. I took it for granted, I think, and I went through a lot of just didn't really, I just assumed, you know, I didn't sing right. I found out that I wasn't breathing right when I sing. I was just kind of head singing all the time. And a lot of good come out through that time. It made me realize that if I ever get my voice back, I remember telling God, if I can just get my voice back, you know, I won't do this again. I won't play the pity party thing anymore. Complain. I'll be glad and grateful for what I get, and I am every day now. And but eventually, he told me, he said, if I'll get with a voice coach and, you know, work on things as he tells me, he said the vocal cords are like muscles. He said they're not to be overdone, you know. And I was doing shows sometimes for 3 and 4 hours, and half the time I do a 2-hour set and I didn't take a break. I don't know if I got in bad habits being in Nashville or what, but I think I felt like at the time that's what gave me an edge on people, because I always seen them do 12 songs and take a break, and I thought, well, maybe if I keep going, people will like it more, which they did, but I didn't realize I was destroying myself. And eventually it caught up with me and I lost my voice. But I did everything. Yosef in High Point, North Carolina, a great vocal coach. He helped me out a lot. He told me what to do, what not to do. And one thing I learned is not to do more than 2-hour shows now. And Dr. Ray had told me, he said, why do you think people like George Strait and those guys only do 2-hour shows? He said, because those muscles cannot be overdone. And after a show, you know, I've learned not to talk as much and just kind of lay back and let everything get back in place, you know, relax, all the swelling and that kind of thing. And, you know, there's a lot of things you can do, but the main thing is it changed my life. I appreciate what I do now. and inspired me to write more songs and to work harder at what I do. And the good things came from when I lost my voice. I feel like I got to be a better guitar player and songwriter. I've learned a lot of patience, although I wanted to give up a lot, but I didn't. And one song that's real special to me on the album, on When the Whiskey Wears Off, is Who Have I Become? And I wrote that while I started writing that, and Gene and I finished it up, after I got my voice back. But it was just a reflection. During that time, I didn't think I was going to be singing or playing music anymore, and I had long hair, and it used to be like my image, quote unquote, with having long hair and wearing a cowboy hat and stuff, which I always had long hair. I cut it off. I near about shaved it off during that time. I went through just a really bad, dark place, but a lot of good music came from that time, and I want to do this song, Who Have I Become, for you. It's a special song on the album. So please, everyone out there, please check out this album. There's something for everybody on the album. It's a great album, and I don't say it because I wrote it. I can actually sit back and listen to it because I enjoy the lyrics. A lot of really good stories and true stories in it. This song is Who Have I Become? Staring in the mirror at a man I don't know anymore. Jaded on yesterday, trying to find myself and open up the door. Snow that falls on the ground on a warm winter's day. Who have I become? Who have I become? Cut my hair for the first time in years, trying to start again. So much of me is still flying high and free, like a bird on the wing. And dreams I once dreamt faded away, like the snow that falls on the ground on a warm winter's day.